Hi guys and girls. I've been a good boy all year long and my wife told me I could go out and buy a toy. So I did. I went to my local FFL today and picked it up. And I'll show you what it is here in a minute, but first just a little rant. You know, I've been sweating for a week getting this. Because I went out and I paid a lot of good money for it. And then I watched YouTube and saw all these people swearing up and down how Bud's Guns Online sucked so bad and how they were deceitful and blah 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 blah. Well, I used to work in customer service for a big cell phone company. And they taught us that if you can make 10,000 customers happy. I mean, absolutely perfect service and they love your company to death. And they'll never say a word about it because, well, hell, they're content. They ain't got nothing to complain about. But if one person has a bad experience, they're going to tell their friends and tell their family and tell the world and tell YouTube. And so for every one naysayer out there, there's probably 10,000 people that have had a pretty good experience. And I'm one of those 10,000. I was really sweating it after I saw some of the videos online about it. But enough with that. This gun costs normally about 850 bucks. I got it at Bud's Guns Online. I paid their cash price of $812, and I added $9 to cover shipping insurance to make sure it got here in one piece. So $821 for an $850 gun. That doesn't sound like a lot of savings until you consider that I live in the state of Tennessee, which we have a 9.75% sales tax. So I just saved 82 bucks right off the bat right there just by buying online. I hate the fact that I didn't buy from a local gun shop. I like supporting my local businesses, but this just was a deal that I couldn't pass up. And so I saved almost 90 on the shipping and the discount and all that. And my FFL charged me $25 for the transfer and $10 for the TBI or NICS check. So I still made out way ahead buying this gun. But enough gab. Let me show you what I got. Up until today, I've been carrying a Taurus. And that Taurus has always been faithful to me. I'm sure most people have seen my other YouTube video about the safety issue that I have with it, but as long as you're smart and keep your booger hook off the bang switch, it's fine. Up until last year when Taurus had a bunch of trouble and they got sued and well, either way, there's some kind of drop safety malfunction that they're having where the guns could go off if they're dropped, and I just refuse to carry an unsafe gun. But I can't sell it because Taurus has dumped the prices so heavily on their guns. And I don't want to send it back to Taurus. It'll take a year to get back, so it's going to sit in the safe. I'll take it to the range and shoot it, then it comes home and goes back in the safe. But I actually considered getting another Taurus. But I am a big fan of the .45 caliber, and Taurus dropped the .45 from their G2 line because I had the Taurus Millennium Pro P145, and they dropped .45. They only go up to .40 now, and I'm not a big fan of the .40. So, well, you ready? Am I teasing you yet? But I can tell you, I almost got an erection when I first opened this at the gun shop. But here we go. Well, it has been out of the plastic because I had to check it in order to accept the transfer. But what we got here is an obviously empty Colt Defender, and I got it with the slim rosewood grips. It normally comes with the big wraparound Hogue grips. I just think they look like trash on a 1911, so I didn't want them. And I happened to see the picture of this one pop up on Bud's Guns, and I'm like, I like that. But these are slim grips, and believe it or not, I got some pretty big booger hooks. My wife can take her wedding ring and drop it right through the center of mine, so I got some big paws. And you can see that we're not talking a very thick gun here. But even my big mitts, you know, it fits pretty well. It's comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's going to, you know, get away from me. I was going between this one and the Kimber Ultra 2 or Ultra Carry 2, and believe it or not, the deciding factor was right there on the barrel. If I can get this thing to focus. If you ever look at the Kimber Ultra Carry, Kimber touts themselves as a custom gun manufacturer, high quality work, da 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 da. If you ever look at the side of the Ultra Carry, the polishing stops right. You can see unpolished portion of the barrel in the injection port. I'm sorry, that looks like trash. That's unprofessional. I don't want it. But the Colt looked pretty good. Now this has an aluminum Cerakoted frame, stainless slide, Novak sights. I doubt it, but I don't think. Now these are just 3-dot whites. They don't glow in the dark. At least not yet. Not unless I gotta let it sit out in the light for a while. Skeletonized hammer, skeletonized trigger. It is a Series 80. I've seen some pictures of the older Colt Defenders that are Series 90, whatever in the world that was, but this is a Series 80, which I'm no expert, which I believe this one just has the additional trigger safety. The firing pin block is what differentiates the 70 series from the 80 series. It's got a nice beaver tail safety. It's got the big lump on the safety, so you know, even my fat hands can depress it easily by grabbing it. It's no trouble whatsoever. It's got, I've fired other 1911s. I've never owned one, but I've fired a bunch of them. And all the ones that I've fired have always been customized 5-inch government models. And the triggers were really, really light and polished on them. And I mean, this is a manufacturer's trigger, and this is a carry gun, so the trigger is not super sensitive, but it does. It's stiffer than most, but I wouldn't want it any touchier than that. They advertise, I think, 4 to 5 pounds. But so far, I'm impressed. It came with 2 7-round magazines, which I'm going to order some Chip McCormick's, but I got to give them a call because these are 7-round magazines, but they're slightly shorter than standard. You can see if I put one in the, how it sits flush with the bottom of the gun. A normal government model magazine will stick out the bottom, and I don't want that. I want the flush fitting. But usually you find the flush fitting, and they're 6 rounds. I'll see if I can't get some more of the 7-round flush fitting magazines. Came with, well, a lock. I keep mine in a safe. So this Hujma-thinger, which I guess I got to read the directions. I have no idea what it's for. I believe I heard somebody say it's a takedown tool, or either a flag to indicate that the gun's unloaded. In which case, if you need a flag to tell you that your gun's unloaded, you didn't handle the gun properly and you didn't check it. So that's another little lawyer gimmick there. Membership to the NRA. Use this card to save up to $40. Hey. The manual. It didn't come with any kind of, like my Taurus came with the stupid little key lock, and and it came with a cleaning brush, which this didn't, which I have plenty of 45 caliber cleaning brushes, no problems whatsoever. But I really can't wait to get this to the range, which I'll probably do later on this week. You know, for factory grips, I'm really liking the look of that, the rosewood that comes on it. I really have no intention of messing with them or changing them. I've heard people gripe about this plastic mainspring housing. Well, let me get back in frame. This plastic mainspring housing. But as long as it goes bang and don't break, I'm happy with it. Maybe some year down the road when I decide to start tinkering with it and, you know, maybe get another 1911, I may start learning the ins and outs and changing parts and so on and so forth. But I intentionally got the stainless because this is going to be my everyday carry gun. You know, so it's going to get some sweat and the stuff in it. I'll do a video on this one later. I picked this up the other day, and I tried it on and carried it around the house for a little while, and I did some jumps and laid down on the couch and got up and everything else. But it caught my attention and I just had to buy one. This is a sticky holster. There are no clips on it whatsoever. And even with this gun fully loaded, I tucked it between my, my t-shirt and the waist of my shorts here, and it's stuck in place. It didn't move. So I mean, this is probably a really good contender for really hot weather carrying. But I also have a new Old Faithful coming. If you've ever seen my video of my Old Faithful holster, that's a nice holster. I love it. And I'll do another video on that one because Old Faithful hooked me up and I got to give them some major cred. So I'm going to do another video on them. They really hooked me up and I couldn't be happier. I love it when a company looks out for their customers. But that's my new toy. I just couldn't wait to share it with people. When I get to the range, it'll probably be cell phone video, but I'll get some range video of me shooting it. More than likely my wife's going to want to shoot it too. She shoots everything I got. We're not even going to discuss the AR-15. She got so mad at me for buying a $1,200 gun, and guess who shot it more than I have? Yep, that's right, she has. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, there's my new toy. I can't be happier so far. When I see it cycle and fire, at least 100 rounds without malfunction, then I'll be really happy. But I just wanted to share it. You guys have a good one.